All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, here with Natalie. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
I know you're eating. You can eat. That's fine.
I gotta eat when I can.
Do we have permission to record you and post this interview online?
Yes.
Thank you so much. How old are you, Natalie?
I just turned 37 in September.
Okay. I just met you actually, so I just want to know about your life story, okay? Let's take it back to the beginning. Where were you born?
Mesa, Arizona.
Mesa. And did you go to school there? Were you popular in school?
Yeah.
You were
I played
popular?
sports.
Did you?
Did dance and all that stuff.
Can you describe Mesa for us? What's it like?
It's either you're Mormon or you're Hispanic. So if you're neither Mormon or Hispanic, you're the minority.
There's a lot of Hispanics in Mesa?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you go to school there? Were you a bully?
I've never liked bullies because people used to pick on my sister and
Did
my
they?
brother
So you protected the kids that were vulnerable?
all the time.
Yeah.
I was the sister that would knock on the door and ask for, hey, is Brad home? And
Yeah.
Brad would come to the door and I'd punch him in the face for making my brother cry. Or
Did you graduate high school?
I did graduate high school. I graduated valedictorian, actually.
Did you go to college?
I started to go to college. I was going for forensic anthropology.
Fascinating.
And my best friend, he shot himself in the head and committed suicide, and that changed everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Matt was suffering from drug use and was trying to quit. His girlfriend was pregnant, and they, were gonna have a baby, and he's was a Mormon. His family was very religious and against everything he was doing. And I think the pressure of everything finally took its toll, and he shot himself in the head, but he didn't kill himself right away. He lived for about 18 hours in the hospital, and then he died.
How close were you with him?
We knew each other all through elementary, junior high, and high school, so we were like best friends.
Is that one of the reasons you started using?
No, that wasn't like the first little thing, but it started, my rebellion, I guess, against, what my plans were for my life. It was the first little part of not giving a fuck, kind of getting a case of the fuckets, where you just are like, oh well, I'm done, I don't care anymore.
How old were you when that happened?
I'm 19.
All right, we're gonna come back to that, okay?
Okay.
When you were in high school, so obviously you had great grades. You didn't get in trouble or anything?
Oh no, I was in trouble all the time.
You were, but you still became valedictorian? Do you remember a favorite teacher? Someone that influenced you?
Not really. I didn't really care for any of the teachers.
No? You were just getting those good grades, huh?
But it was easy to me. I didn't even do homework.
You didn't?
I didn't. I just passed all my tests.
You must have had a very high IQ, have a very high IQ.
It was very boring for me, school. It
ever
wasn't
get an IQ
challenging
test?
enough. No, I haven't.
Never? When was the first time you dabbled in the drugs?
I was in high school.
Do you remember who influenced you or why you did it?
I always had friends that were older.
Oh.
And a guy that I was dating at the time was a DJ. And so we used to go to the desert raves and stuff all the time. So it was around. My mom also, she popped prescription pills at home. So, me, taking a pill of ecstasy was nothing really. And I tried that. I did acid, shrooms.
And this is why you were getting good grades and everything?
Yeah.
Wow. What were your dreams? What did you aspire to become in high school?
I actually wanted to be a pediatric surgeon. My little sister was born with a hole in her heart, so and they saved her life, so I kind of wanted to do that for somebody else.
What was your family life like? Were you abused mentally, physically, sexually?
I wasn't abused physically or sexually. The mental strain was there. My parents were divorced at 5. There was a mental, a little bit, but I think that's a little normal, people act like it's not. When you have a divorced, parents, there's always your father did this and your mother did that. And that's a little bit of a mental, abuse for a child, because you love both your parents. You shouldn't have to pick which one is, better than the other. My mom, she kind of lost it. She's a bipolar, and she has anxiety problems. So there was a period that she wouldn't get out of bed.
Hey everyone, just wanted to pause for a second and thank you so much for choosing to click on this video. If you like what you're watching, please visit the channel to check out our backlog and stick around because we're always posting new content. All the information about us you could possibly need, including our contact information, website, Cash App, and what information regarding our guests that we can provide will be in the description box. If you're interested in supporting the channel with more than your valuable time so we can keep bringing you more content, consider supporting our line of recovery apparel and accessories or send your contributions via Cash App. Once again, thank you so much for being a part of this community.
So I was, getting my sister and my brother dressed and off to school, making them dinner, doing homework, sometimes pushing them up to the store to get groceries, at, 10, 11 years old. My dad remarried my mom's old best friend.
Really?
Now became my stepmom. Yeah.
Wow.
So that dynamic kind of changed everything because I went from going over to Uncle and Aunt Jerry's to now here's your stepmom. So that was a little confusing. My dad worked all the time, so I was left with her, and she didn't like me.
How would you describe your dad?
My dad, he's very strong, he's caring, he's a good man.
Good man? All right. What about your siblings? How many do you have?
I'm the oldest of 5.
5.
2 of them are half-brothers.
Okay. And do you still keep in contact with your parents or your siblings or family?
No. 3 years ago, my little sister passed away.
I'm sorry.
And my mom said she wished it was me and not her.
Your mom told you that?
Yeah, so that kind of was the last time that we talked.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
Did you get any therapy or counseling while you're growing up for all this?
Yes and no, off and on, but that's when I relapsed. I was clean, and I relapsed when that happened, and have been using ever since. So about almost 3 years now.
What was the reason you stopped using?
My little sister passed away.
That stopped you?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't go to NA or anything, or?
Before, when I was clean, I was going to a meeting every day.
Okay.
I spoke at 3 meetings a week. I sponsored 3 girls. I had a job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you know the program?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, you said relapse. So there were periods of sobriety in your life?
Yeah, I didn't really start using until I was 31, like using heavily. That's when my marriage ended. And I got clean. Was clean for about 1.5 years. Then some stuff happened again, family stuff. My sister got sick.
Yeah.
And then it just, yeah.
Okay. Do you think you use because of genetic issues or a combination of both genetic and upbringing?
A combo. And I think it's a added part, and that added part is wanting to, I think mostly I use because I'm upset with some of the choices or the things that I've done.
Yeah.
And it's my way of dealing with it or not dealing with it. It's a Band-Aid,
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it. I don't have to focus, it numbs the feelings, it numbs the pain.
Did you ever feel inadequate about anything growing up?
All the time. So I was an overachiever on everything.
Yeah. You were insecure about certain things?
Every woman is.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't be. You're very pretty, and obviously you're very smart.
Thank you.
What high school did you go to, by the way?
Mesa High.
Any famous people come out of school?
Mm-mm.
Nobody? You should check it.
Actually, the guys from Authority Zero, the band.
Okay.
I went to high school with them.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I always check the Wikipedia on my high school, see who's famous.
Yeah.
And every year someone else is added on there.
What school did you go to?
I went to a few schools, but I went to Wilson High in Long Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sublime.
Yep.
Not Kevin. What's Nicolas Cage, I think. Some of the West Coast hip hop artists went there. Some very famous people went there. A lot of athletes. So what drugs do you currently use?
Fentanyl and meth.
Oh, okay.
Weed.
How much do you spend a day?
Probably like $80.
80?
Yeah.
$80 a day. About $2,500 a month. Okay, now how do you get money?
I boost. I've done dates. Little jobs here and there too. I tattoo as well.
Do you? When you say boost, we have people from all over the world watching. Can you explain what boosting is?
It's where people don't want to pay full price for products, and so basically you're going and you're taking them and then selling it to them for half price.
Okay, got it. And as far as doing dates, how much do you make on a good night?
$500, $600, $700.
Really? You had any bad experiences?
Yeah, I've had a couple of uncomfortable ones too, you know, where they just start getting really weird, or they don't want to listen to anything. They want to do what they want to do, and I've been threatened, you know.
So you haven't been assaulted or raped?
Yeah, that happened about 6 weeks ago.
Oh, did it? Did you report them, or?
No.
Do you feel comfortable talking about it? Or would you rather not?
Yeah, I pretty much told everybody in the area, like, you know, in the neighborhoods, everybody that I knew or would listen, I told them, you know, his name, who he was, how he acted. Every female I ever talk to, I always tell them, I'm just not really, you know, in this area. If you call the cops, it's not very good for you, you know.
How did it go down? He picked you up, or was it a...
Actually, I helped him. He wanted to sell some of his food stamps. I helped him do that. Then he wanted me to go smoke with him in like a bando, and I didn't want to. He literally dragged me in there. And then when I didn't give him what he wanted, he started beating the crap out of me. I woke up after my friend kicked in the door and said that he was choking me, and he thought I was dead because my face was blue and I wasn't breathing. They gave me CPR, and obviously I'm still here.
I'm so sorry. I'm glad you made it. Yeah, you should report that guy. Do you suffer from any mental illnesses?
I have anxiety. I mean, general anxiety disorder. I was diagnosed with that when I was 14.
Oh, okay.
But I don't really take any drugs for it.
Do you know anyone in your life that was a drug addict at one time, but has recovered since and living a good life?
Yes. I have multiple friends that own sober livings and IOPs and stuff in California. I have a couple of friends that have their own companies. One of my friends became a movie producer.
Yeah, awesome. Still talk to them? Mm-hmm. So you have a support system if you want to get clean?
Yeah, which I have been looking. I found a couple of clinics that will get me. I'm allergic to Suboxone, and that's the most common thing that they put people on with an opiate addiction. But there also is Subutex that doesn't have naloxone in it, and that's the part that I'm allergic to. It gives me seizures. Found a couple clinics here that will give me a prescription for it. So I've been looking into getting, you know, that going, but having a prescription for it isn't going to be helpful until I can find a sober living and get somewhere where it's secure.
Do you have an ID?
My purse just got stolen again, so no, now I don't.
You have a phone?
I do have my phone.
Let's say you wanted to get sober, say in a week. What is your plan of action?
Well, like I said, I already found a clinic that would give me a prescription. You just have to do a UA, a urine analysis, and it has to come up dirty for the opiate. But where I'm finding a little bit of struggle is because I have state insurance. It's kind of hard for me to find a sober living that will take me in because they want you to pay, you know. And really, when somebody is getting clean, they need like a month or two to let their body adjust and find a job, you know. So it's really hard to just get clean because you have to have money to get clean, and you have to be able to pay every week to live somewhere to be clean.
So what's stopping you from, say, just giving it all up and going into rehab tomorrow? Because there are rehabs around here. What's the main thing blocking you from doing that?
I'm not quite sure I want to, right? I'm ready, you know. The part, it's not so much that I'm afraid or I don't know what's going to happen. I guess it's the part of having to work on myself and like deal with those demons that, you know, you keep at bay.
Do you journal?
I do. I draw a lot more.
Okay. What's your biggest fear in life?
Probably disappointing my kids.
How many kids do you have?
2.
And how old are they?
Joey is going to be 16.
Okay.
The 12th of this month. And Olivia is 10.
Okay. Where do they live?
With their father right now.
Okay. You have a good relationship with the father and them?
Yeah. We did. Until about 2-3 years ago. He started dating and seeing a new woman. She got pregnant 2 months into them dating. And now they have 2 kids back to back. She doesn't like me, so she makes it very hard for me to talk to my kids.
And do they know you're struggling?
No.
No? Okay.
Maybe. I mean, I want to say no, but I'm sure their father, you know, fills their head with enough crap. Because I really wasn't struggling until like a couple months ago. I had my own apartment and everything.
Did? Here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How'd you lose it?
Me and my ex-boyfriend broke up.
Oh. Now, if someone's watching this and it's either a relative or someone that, you know, loves you, cares for you, and they want to help you, can you describe how someone can help you? Get clean or take you somewhere or provide housing or...
No, I think it'd be just more, I don't know, reach out, talk to me.
Reach out and talk to you.
I haven't talked to anyone in my family for almost 3 years now.
Why is that?
They don't want to talk to me.
They don't want to talk to you. So just reach out and talk. If you're listening, please call her. Do you have an email?
I do. It is dollface9101985@gmail.com.
What do you want people to know about you that are watching this?
I'm here because, you know, my family and the people that are supposed to be in my life just gave up. They stopped. You know, I can name something that every single thing, every person in my family has done wrong. Being an alcoholic, cheater, all this other stuff, and nobody, you know, left them or just stopped caring about them.
Yeah.
Me, because I, you know, chose to use substance, you know, they just dropped me like I was nothing.
Maybe you didn't choose.
My mom used to give me prescription pills all the time. Oh, you're stressed out? Here, take a Xanax.
That's what I mean. It's not all your fault.
Well, she thinks it is.
What's the hardest thing about being out here on the streets?
Feeling safe.
Yeah.
Being safe. Knowing who to trust. Everyone's looking for a quick come up, so, you know, you get your stuff stolen a lot.
Do you have any great childhood memories?
Yeah, I have a lot of them. We used to go to Disneyland every year, camping all the
Arizona?
time.
Drive out there?
Camping, spend summers on the lake. I used to go to summer camp every year.
What were you listening to?
Sublime, a lot of, you know, Sublime, Ice Cube, like just the,
Everything.
you
All the
know,
cool stuff.
normal stuff that was in,
Did you have any pets that you loved when you were growing up?
Yeah, I had a cat named Piper
Yeah.
and a dog named Sugar.
You still love animals?
I do. I actually just had my dog stolen.
Stolen on the streets? Oh,
Yeah.
What kind was it?
She was a teacup black lab. So she was a black lab and a Chihuahua mix. Her name was Onyx. She was
Onyx?
stolen by my neighbor.
Why'd you name her Onyx, out of curiosity?
Because she was black.
Okay.
She was just pure black.
Because there was a band named Onyx back in the day.
Oh.
I thought maybe it was because of that.
No, I like crystals and stuff. So, you know, she had a little onyx crystal on her collar.
These years when you were using and then you became sober, did you have a job? Like a regular job for a while?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Worked in a bakery.
Okay. Did you say you did tattoo also?
I tattoo. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What would you like to do in a couple years when you get sober?
I want to own my own tattoo shop, but I don't want it to just be a tattoo shop. I want like maybe twice a week for there to be like a workshop to where like maybe couples can come in and learn how to do something small on each other or do like a date night thing.
You know what? Maybe you shouldn't reveal all your secrets.
Yeah.
You know, let's keep it. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Can you describe some of your tattoos?
This one on my chest, it's 2 skulls inside a heart, so it's kind of like my take on eternal love. I have a rose on my shoulder. I got that the first time I got clean in Florida, like a new beginning, a new bloom.
Yeah.
This one I got there too. These ones Or like Japanese star lilies. They're really old too.
You have a lot.
Yeah, this one on my thigh I did myself.
What's your favorite song of all time?
I don't know. Ooh, that's a hard one.
Give me a couple.
I don't.
Bands.
Bands, obviously. I love Sublime. I grew up on like Aerosmith, so I like cool. Aerosmith. I love country music too.
Country?
Yeah.
What would you say to a young person wanting to dabble into drugs?
I would just tell them, the truth of what happens. I don't know if I necessarily agree with everybody saying that somebody that dabbles in drugs, their whole life is completely ruined and it's going to be shit. Right. Because you can be a functioning addict. I know plenty of them that have jobs and that have lives and they're still addicts. It's just like anything. Too much of anything is not good for you, you know? If you overindulge in anything, it's going to take over your life and it's going to take over your identity and who you are. So I just think that young kids should be informed more. You know, when I started doing drugs, I wasn't really informed of like all the side effects and the effects that it has on you, you know, that drug and like what it, you know what I mean? As far as like your body relying on it and the toughness of getting off of it. But also, you know, when you want to get off of it, it's pretty much you have to hit the restart on your life. It has to be new place, new people, new things, because, you know, running into an old friend, that could be the one thing that gets you to use again. And so I really feel like you need to make sure you're 100% ready to, you know, give it everything. It's kind of like anything, you have to give it your all if you want it to work.
Great answer. What's your views on prostitution?
I feel like that should be a choice of the female. It is one of the oldest professions in the world. And if it's between two consenting adults, what is it a difference between her cleaning your kitchen or helping you, you know, feel a little bit of humanity or love? Or, you know, just getting some attention. That's another thing about, you know, being a working girl, you network, you meet a lot of different people. Yeah. You meet mediocre, you know, blue collar guys and guys that are CEO of multi-million-dollar companies.
You ever had a positive experience with dates?
Mm-hmm. I've had a lot.
Like what? Can you describe one of them?
One client, he, like I said, he was a CEO of a large company, and he just wanted somebody to make him feel like he was just a normal guy. Yeah. You know, we went and shot pool, had dinner, nothing sexual actually.
Nothing sexual?
No, it was just, he just wanted to feel like, you know, he had somebody that he could go and enjoy some normal time with, not feel like he had to make decisions and control things and just have fun.
You still talk to him or not?
Sometimes, you know, here and there when he's in town.
Yeah. When you had that tragic incident with your best friend or your friend in college, were you using prior to that at all? Were you doing anything?
Like random here and there, you know, like a typical high school kid when your friends get something and they're like, oh, let's try this. Yeah, it was sporadically, you know.
So you're on your way to becoming a pediatrician. You're already in medical school. You had everything going for you. You didn't have any problems with addiction. You weren't missing classes because you overslept or you weren't abusing drugs. And then that tragedy happened. And from that point on, it went downhill.
Yeah.
So do you think if that wouldn't have happened, you'd be somewhere else in life?
I would like to think so. But I don't, you know. Yeah. No one knew. I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know he was struggling like that. His girlfriend didn't know. You know, what ifs and could I, and you start to, you know, I guess it's survivor's guilt is what people say, but, you know, it's a real thing, especially when you're that age and, you know, you are trying to figure out who you are and what you want to do, and somebody that you rely on, you know, to be there isn't there anymore. It's very difficult. Want to put that blame on him or you know or that incident, but because definitely, you know, I played a big role in what I chose to do in my life. So
you're so humble and you're so smart, you know, and you're cognitively all there.
Yeah.
So I think, and you're so young still. You're only 37.
You're only 37.
Yeah. And you already have plans for a tattoo shop. You graduated high school, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this interview.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate it, Natalie. I know you got emotional earlier. Did this help you at all?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it hurts, it sucks, but it's always good to feel something, I guess.
Feel something, yeah.
Yeah.
You're human, and maybe one of your loved ones will see this and reach out to you, read your comments. I think you're very transparent. People can see through you. That's it for today. Maybe we can do an update.
Okay,
Hopefully
sounds
you'll
good.
be in a sober living home or something.
Yeah, like I said, if I can find one that will let me get into them for like a month or two before I can start paying, then it will be. That's the struggle I have right now.
All right, do you have any questions for me before I let you go?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you so much, Natalie.